With over 1,000 Pokemon to catch, some of them are bound to be way more plentiful than others. Today's video will be focused around just that, specifically what is the most common Pokemon. There are two different types of most common we're going to be talking about, and that is statistically and canonically. So basically in the games and in the lore. So let's start with in the games, and to talk about that, we have to think about the area that the Pokemon spawn in. For example, in the Galar region, Galarian Mr. Mime can only be found on one route, meanwhile Wooloo can be found on many. Although if that is the only criteria we're going off of, that could mean that Pidgey is the most common Pokemon because in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, it spawns on every single route in the air. And then there's also the deal with static encounters. For example, in the lore, you're never gonna find a Dialga, although in Pokemon Diamond, you're guaranteed to find one in the main storyline. That makes every box art legend so common to the point where it's a 100% encounter rate. Everything we've talked about so far has a catch. Pidgey in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee can only be found in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and Dialga being encountered in Pokemon Diamond is only in Pokemon Diamond. So the next question is, what Pokemon appear in multiple regions? I mean, you've been able to pick some starter Pokemon in as many as 3 different mainline games. All 3 of the Kanto starters can be picked in the Kanto games, Fire Red, Leaf Green, and second starters in X and Y. Chikorita and Totodile can be found in the Johto games, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Legend ZA. That also goes for Cyndaquil, except swap out Legend ZA for Legends Arceus. There is one Pokemon that is obtainable in every single main series game so far, and that is none other than Magikarp. Since Magikarp is found basically worldwide, that makes Magikarp the most common Pokemon, right? There's 3 more Pokemon that I want to talk about, but some are pretty iffy. The first is Pokerus. It can technically spread to an infinite amount of Pokemon, although it's not in every single Pokemon game. It isn't included in Generation 1 or Gen 9. Second is Wishy-Washy because every single solo one can automatically generate hundreds more for its school form. Although that's a big if, and it's only found in 2 different regions so far. Third, I have Poipole because in other universes, it's treated like a starter Pokemon. Which A, that means it's pretty common, and B, the anime backs this up by having an episode with a dimension filled to the brim with Poipole. That's all I have for you today, but I do want to quickly mention that this list probably has a bunch of loopholes in it, so it's probably not true. Now, I'm gonna go transfer all my Quaxley from the Pokemon Go Community Day. I have roughly about 3,000.